Oh, right, they've already done it. Man, they're up, raring to go. So, oh my god, they're already in the game. They've already started. Right, okay, so I'll just do a quick rundown because they have started the game already. So, next series is Ttatoh vs Lord R Sling, or he's called himself Lord R Visor Hit. Ttatoh's picked Alliance and Mediterranean, and Lord Sling has gone Citadel Dark Forest, so lower Sling going for those more defensive maps. Ttatoh interestingly went Lac Viat as his first pick, and Lord went Shang. Minnow, Hittite, Assyrian, Macedonian. Sumerians again. Again, I'm not a huge fan of Sumerians, so that's a pick there. But I guess we'll just quickly actually just jump into the game since they've got it started. Interesting, Ttatoh's decided to pick Assyrians as his first Civ, so saving the Lac Viat for a different map. Set a little pause there. Try and get back up to speed. So let's have a look, see what's going on. So we've got Sling in the bottom right corner on the Shang. Might do the thing again where I slow it down a little bit. Already followed Villager from Ttatoh. It's going up on 19 Vils, only one behind on Sling. Ttatoh actually had a bit of idle time as well, actually, so they're actually going to more or less hit the tool age at the same time. I think we are live now. There we go. Ttatoh's Villager taking a little bit of punishment. The barracks does go up. Clubbers are on the way. And like I said, they're going to hit the tool age about at the same time. Axing coming in first, armor upgrade coming in first, as well as small wall for Ttatoh. So this axe, these kind of cancel each other out in a way. But the armor's going to come in first. So it's going to make it awkward for the villagers though, because obviously even against clubbers it's very difficult to fight back once they've got the armor upgrade in. And Sling has plenty of resources to get the Axa techs from the storage pits. I'm a little bit surprised he's not going for either of those. Just going for the pure Axa upgrade itself. And yeah, Ttatoh has both of them in already. So it's going to give these Axes a huge advantage. Well, you're going to see this guy. Blue's going to win this. Bang, bang, bang. Also, no, villager production has stopped from Sling as well. He's just floating a lot of food. There's some... I missed that. Ttatoh fast walled that villager in. Keep this of the villager alive. Again, let's Sling just... I don't know what exact... Is he just trying to fast bronze here? Maybe it's just panic stations at the moment. He's got plenty of food to use though. He still is actually ahead on villagers. Obviously, this game is actually a lot more even than I thought it'd be, from the fact that he still just doesn't have any of the Axa upgrades. I guess Ttatoh's just waiting for his bowman reinforcements. He built the archery range back at home, so it takes there a little while to get across. Bows out from Sling. Ttatoh just focusing down the house for now, which is actually going to house Sling. And I don't think I saw the small wall upgrade come in, research come in for Sling. So he's not going to be able to like block up behind this, just going for house wall again. Syrian archers with the machine guns though, letting loose. Still housed, so we need to get another house up Sling. Come on, let's go. Woodworking coming in for both players. Slingers as well from Sling. Just needs to sort of just, yeah, it's little micro battles happening everywhere. Sling getting sort of slightly outplayed here. Again, the lack of the axe upgrades not really meaning as much anymore, but the Syrian and Bowman numbers are building up, and Sling just taps out. Yeah, I think just a little bit of just as soon as like Tato had the forward, Sling just sort of, I guess, panicked a little bit. He had resources to do everything he needed to do that. So he was actually in a pretty good position, and he kind of just let it slip away from him. As Tato wasn't too ruthless with his push. It wasn't like he'd said he built the few axes at the start. English is my first language. I can do it. And then the Bowmans were coming all the way back from here because the villager must have died here. But yeah, like I said, I mean, Shang obviously reasonably easy to get those quite nice tool age times and stuff. But yeah, just maybe a little bit of panic here, like I said, from the immediate push. Are we straight into the next game? Let's have a look-see. Okay. So let's go to here. So it was the Assyrians that won the day against the Shang. And I imagine, where's the lobby? Have we not made the lobby yet, I guess? But yeah, he had options. Like I said, he just had like 500 food he was floating. Could have done any number of things in the early tool age there. Well, yeah, no, it's completely understandable, Wattle. I'm just saying it's a little bit unfortunate. Like, he was in a much better position than maybe he thought he was. But yeah, so it's always hard to keep you cool in those situations as the underdog. Like, I'm gonna be having to play Doubt sometime in the next couple of weeks, so I'm gonna be exactly the same situation there. And I'm sure Unrestricted will be pointing out all my mistakes I make when that happens, or whoever ends up casting the game. I'm just going to restart the capture age again, just doing the annoying fire noise. I don't see a lobby. Okay, though. No, for some reason he's put it on a 4-player lobby. Let's have a look, see. So, let's have a look at Sling's map. So he has Citadel and Dark Forest, which I imagine will be either one of those two will be the next map. Sling doesn't seem to be joining the lobby. Sling's streaming.
Yeah, let's go.
Oh, Unrestricted is giving him a good talking to in his chat. I mean, the problem is, Wall, is I'm not that prepared myself. I've been trying to get some practice in, but I've still got, like, I come from more of an AOE2 background as well as quite a few players in the tournament. Like, I have a lot of knowledge of the game, but like my actual gameplay needs a lot of work. But you never know. Maybe I can bring the thunder on the occasion. Alright, so Citadels is the map that's been picked. So, I imagine... I think you'd expect the Egyptians from Sling here, and then either Minnow or Hittite. Probably Hittite, I think I might favour. Yeah, I expect Minnow was probably saved for Mediterranean should the need arise. So probably Hittite here. Just waiting for the game to launch, and then we can get on in. Alright, my capture age was blinking at me for some reason. I think it's just because I reopened it. But like I said, Sling had a pretty nice uptime and seemed to be in okay position. But just like I said, there's that initial attack from Ttatoh just threw him off. I love how everyone's talking about August 2024 when anyone mentions the patch. Tickles me, that does. Okie dokie, so the game's launched. Yep. Ah, no. So away we go into game 2. And indeed it is the Egyptians, but it's actually the Lac Viat from Ttatoh, which is a little bit surprising, but still obviously a very nice pick. Civ. You do have the guaranteed extra berry patch in your map, inside your walls I should say. Doesn't quite see the one out here, but I expect Ttatoh will be aware that there's usually one that spawns outside your walls. And let's have a look. Just have a look at the map spawns. It's kind of a little funny little tendril of trees reaching in there. Get a little sneaky TC in there, perhaps, if the game goes that far. That's the thing I was thinking actually about the other day. What was like, maybe I should have made like a spreadsheet to keep track of what civs had been picked and what the win rates and stuff. But like so many games have happened now that it'd be. I mean, you could go back and check them all, I guess. I'm just trying to think. Hittites. I think someone was playing Yamato against Hittite on Mediterranean and won with Yamato, I think. I can't remember who the players were though. Logan, I think, won Ocean Ring with Lac Viat against Hittite, if I remember correctly. I think that was how it went. Because I think that was the weird one where they played 2-player map and we told them to replay it, right? I might be misremembering. Yeah, you're just a meme though, aren't you, Yeti? You're just styling everyone. I mean, Palmy can still be pretty strong on certain maps. It's just they're like, the start of the game is still a little bit shaky, but like, you could probably play Palmyrians on Citadels. It's just that they're a stronger civ, so it's kind of like, why would you? But yeah, to get back onto this game, the early-ish game is definitely going to favour the Lac Viat with a faster berry bonus. As the Egyptian bonuses take, you have to get at least to the tool age to get advantage out of those. The cheaper farmers is also obviously a very nice bonus though to have, leading into the Bronze Age, as well as the higher HP chariots. And so yeah, it's one of those situations again where the Lac Viat bonus of the +2 armor on their archers probably isn't going to be that relevant, as I think it's probably quite likely. Yeah, Ttatoh still has 2 villagers in queue. I think it's probably quite likely we just see fast bronze from both players, and then Probably just chariot archers from both players as well, I suspect. Oh, okay. We'll do more zoomed in than Geo. It's more because I'm just like talking now. I'm not really focusing on the actual game. That's why I just keep zooming in. I'm sort of like absent-mindedly just zooming in and out. Because I guess there's like little minor eco efficiencies you could be paying attention to. But I'm just sort of thinking out loud at the moment. Is this a stream for ads? But yeah, like I said, both players, 23, in fact, going to be 24 vills for Sling here, 22 for Ttatoh. A little bit less greedy. I guess that's probably like villager range that gives you the option of trying to defend if some maybe Sling rush shenanigans did happen. Although with the Egyptians, I think you do just probably want to play for that Bronze Age, where most of your bonuses come online. And it looks like, do we have barracks down? We don't have the barracks down for Sling yet. Ttatoh does have his barracks down. So I suspect we'll see the instant market and archery range. This guy's getting ready. He's building the archery range. Where's the market going? Right next door. Barracks goes up now. Should be in time for the tool age for Sling. It looks like he's pretty much smack bang on course for his fast bronze time as well. Little scouting villager. Interesting that you decide to send that villager out now. And what are you doing? Are you market duty or are you on archery range duty? You're on archery range duty. Market's back here. Granary on the second berries. There's maybe an argument that says that like granary this berry second, just because like otherwise you're probably not going to gather that, and then you can have that one safe for later. But obviously that does leave the villagers vulnerable. So probably the easiest play is just to tuck him inside, out of the way. I guess at this point, Ttatoh doesn't 100% know that it's fast bronze, but I suspect that's what he'll probably be thinking the likelihood is. Yeti is the top. Yeah, Yeti is the top seed in his group. I think Yeti is actually seed number 8, so he's the last player in the top pool. And so yeah, Ttatoh, very nice Bronze Age time. 11 minutes 20-ish. In fact, it says at 22 there. Don't even have to guess. I can literally see the accurate time. Wheel in straight away. No additional... Okay, our government centre, so it's actually just going to be boom from Ttatoh. Just going to take his time with this one. Just a few houses dotted around from the exploring villager. Crocodile going on a merry chase. Bowman is going to explore and find the opponent's base. Oh, it looks like he already found it with the artifact, actually. But yeah, just double TC for Ttatoh. So he's going for a bit of a greedy boy approach. Storage pit, government centre. So yeah, it's just actually going to be a full boom game here. I think... Who does this really favour? I think you've got to say this probably slightly favours the Egyptians, right? In the long run. Just for the Egyptian eco slightly stronger in the later game. After the berries run out for the Latvia. Faster creation time for the Latvia. It's very nice, of course. But so is the 30% extra HP on the Egyptian chariots. It's only a single town centre for Sling as well, so Tato's boom is going to be a lot stronger. You can already see he's 8 villagers up, in fact, and the idle time's actually creeping up for Sling. There we go, starts getting the vills pumping now. It's probably going to be the transition into farms now, yeah. I don't know if I missed something there. I'm not sure what the laugh was at. I don't know if I missed something there. I'm not sure. Just not sure what the 11s were at. Just trying to like figure out what that possibly could have been. Well, we might maybe have to ask them about that later. Siege Workshop for Sling. As yeah, indeed, the Chariot Archers do start coming out. So Sling going on the offensive here. Chariot Archer's going to clean up this bowman pretty easily, I imagine. You can see the 93 HP on the Egyptian Chariot compared to the 70. Maybe this is just mind games. Maybe the little Sling is getting for the psychological warfare. Ooh, little backwards chariot for a second there, that was interesting. This is a little bit brave. Hopefully right clicks us into the Siege Workshop. It doesn't just pop out. Okay, that's unfortunate. See you like 350 resources or however much a catapult costs. I see the idea, but I feel like you need to get the actual units out before the siege comes out. So a little bit of waste of resources. And oh, in fact, the eco advantage is massively gone in the favour of Tata in the last few minutes, whilst I wasn't paying attention to that. Just, yeah, too much idle time, even though that's from 2 TCs, I guess, but Tata having the 3 TCs just pumping constantly pretty much since they went up. 4th TC came up as well. So, unless Sling manages to pull off something miraculous, this is starting to look already pretty one-sided. Yeah, I feel like you want some CA before adding in the siege, just because you need something to defend the siege. You can't just put out a stone throw and hope for the best, really. Yeah, I see what you're saying, yeah, but like, I mean, well, I guess you're gambling at that point whether or not Tato finds it. Yeah, the Vill lead is already massive. It's kind of weird because, like, if Sling was only going to go 1 extra TC, and he's still not making villages, you got to argue that maybe you just stay on the 1 TC, your starting TC, and just pump units. He's gone for this sort of like halfway house thing, and he's not really doing much of either. I guess he does have 10 cavalry archers. I think a lot of them are over here though. So these ones are in kind of no man's land here. I just have a few in one here. They're all just like really random, well, not random places, but like sort of spread out. Tato is gonna break into the walls now. There's a watchtower and defense, but that's not gonna do too much to just stop the chariots just flooding into the base. Hudson ship and sentry tower, but we've only got 10 chariots. We have 24 Lakviat chariots. I mean, the Egyptian bonus isn't that strong, and I think this push, yeah, GG already called before the chariots even managed to get on into the eco. Yeah, just, I mean, very solid Bronze Age time from Tato, and then Sling just sort of didn't have a clear course of action when he hit the bronze. Like I said, he just government centre just the 1 additional TC, but then didn't really get the villager count going. Maybe just didn't have his eco balanced quite right. Like he does have maybe spent a bit too much time gathering gold. And yeah, he lost a lot of resources with this like little forward that just didn't work. I mean, it was quite brave of him, I guess, to give that a go. So I guess fair play to him to trying to be like the aggressor. But yeah, it just didn't work out for him in this one. And let's have a look-see and then see it into the next game. And let's have a look. Are they nearly ready? Lobby's just gone up now, I think. So we can go back to here. So we had, what did we have? We had the Latvia winning out against the Egyptians. And that means if Sling picks his own map, which most players usually do, we're going to be going to the Dark Forest. Maybe... I feel like Yamato is just his strongest civ that he has left. But I'm just trying to think where the Cimmerians were supposed to be used, if that was his pick for Dark Forest. I guess you probably think Yamato is the Mediterranean pick. But at this point, do you think he just has to pick his strongest civ to just keep himself in the series? Is that what we have to think here? Tato has some pretty decent... In fact, Tato, I didn't even mention that he went for Macedonians as well. I don't think I've actually seen the Macedonians played yet, but I've Unrestricted's picked it a few times in the draft. And maybe Macedonians is an alright pick for Dark Forest, actually. You just sort of like boom up and then just push in with the hoplites, Centurions. Then, yeah, so Dark Forest is going to be the map. So we're just Lord Sling using his home maps, which is not unexpected in the slightest. So yeah, it's just a question of what civs we think we're going to see here. Yeah, I'm not sure what I'd pick from Visor. And again, Minoans would have been saved for Medi. We might see. I think we might see the Macedonians here from Tato. We'll just have to go and see. Okay, so the game has been launched. Do we have any delay? No, we don't. We're straight into the game. Where is my capture age? It's over there. I tabbed way too far past it. And indeed, we do see the Macedonians from Tato, and it's the Yamato for Sling. So this is the sort of like dilemma I was talking about before. It's like, I think Yamato is Sling's strongest civ, but then if he wins now, he doesn't really have a civ for Mediterranean. Because I'm pretty sure the idea was that Yamato probably would have been the Mediterranean civ. But then, yeah, it's maybe, like I say, just Sling just thinks he needs his strongest sling. Maybe he does need his strongest sling. He needs his strongest civ possible just to win this one. Choke in the middle. Actually, a quite short one here. Normally the choke is like quite a long section. In fact, Tato's spawn is quite interesting that his TC is like quite near the choke and he has like all this space in the back. Whereas like you can see Sling's sort of like, I mean, he still has all this space here, but he's like a little bit deeper in. So we'll see if that becomes relevant in any way, or if we just get what seems to be the classic thing on this map is we just get the sneaky Vil. I don't actually think I've seen a Dark Forest game go beyond Tool Age. Actually, no, that's not true. I think in one of Popeye's games it did go to his opponent got to bronze, but he was stuck in the Dual Age. Sling does find the... Well, maybe he doesn't know it yet, but this is obviously the opening. Looks like he might be figuring it out, though. Only 2 box turtles in the pond. 2 apiece. I think the most I've only ever seen is 3. I don't know if it's possible to spawn 4. So yeah, villager sneaking in for Sling. Tato, even though he has like the Macedonian bonus of the extra line of sight, he's not really been using it much. I guess he just did find that initial elephant. He was happy with that for his early exploration. So yeah, Sling just... See if he just like holds this villager at the back here. Just find the ruins, which in a way is kind of a bad thing, I think. Just giving it a little ha-ha. I don't know if this is just some sort of psychological warfare thing that they're throwing out at each other. Actually, what's 11 in AOE1? I'm so used to being this just laugh in AOE2, like you can hear it from me. What actually is 11? I don't know, maybe they are using 11 for the AOE1 use instead of just the laugh. I can't actually remember what it is for AOE1. I don't usually use the taunts much myself in either game, to be honest. But Tato with the forward villager now. Is there any hills in Black Forest? I don't think... I don't think there is. From memory. I think it might just be a flat map. So yeah, now you've said that, it's interesting there are like the hills and stuff. Of course, the other thing in Black Forest and AOE2 is people play, usually, like I've said before, usually play with map explored. So you can see where the chokes and stuff are, which in 1v1 isn't as big a deal, but like normally Black Forest and AOE2 is played 4v4. Or at least team games. But meanwhile, Tato does get a forward barracks up, and he is in fact 18 vills up. Macedonians again, the +2 line of sight applies to all non-ranged units. And oh, unfortunately, House Warding, I think that was a little bit awkward on the hill there. Oh, so it's an expensive barracks, but the barracks is going to go up. Oh, Tato unfortunately going the wrong direction there. The barracks does go up. I think probably the best thing to do would probably be just delete these houses here. I guess, oh no, I guess he's housed. Might as well finish him, I guess. Maybe just delete this house and finish building these 2 to get the vill out. Clubbers are in though. And this is the problem of the forward barracks, is you have the aggression, but you don't have anything in defense. Tool Age now comes in for Sling. Axe is already in with both upgrades already. Tool working just coming in there. Villagers will be able to kill this vill, but the axes are going to have a party. And unfortunately, this might be the 3-0 on the spot. 2 axes doing the work, not actually hitting anything now. That's 7 villagers already. 8 villagers. Only 14 left. It's the problem with trying to play aggro, is if you get out aggroed, it's just lights out. Axis, oh, he still manages to pick off that villager there. Yeah, well, I think that's the thing that loads of people underestimate. The +2 armor just makes the vills useless. Yeah. I mean, you could argue that as Yamato, he didn't need to go for like the barracks push. You could have maybe played for a more solid tool age with your other bonuses. I think this, like, playing this full aggro probably plays into the hands of Mace just because of the extra line of sight bonus makes their rushes a lot more easy to pull off. Yeah, Tato already has some defensive bowmen. Might lose a couple of the slingers, but he's going to micro those bows away that are damaged, so in fact he's not going to lose any. And now just a very strong eco lead. I think Tato just his initial push got dealt with, but now he's just stabilising. And yeah, he's getting some scouts out as well to deal with any other slingers. In fact, yeah, because Slinger's actually going bowman himself. That's also a nice call. Single slinger in there. May not see the light of day before the end of this game. 11 vil advantage. Yeah, Tato still producing the villagers. Quite a bit of idle time, but that's pretty standard for all the tool age aggression games. And I mean, Sling's not giving up yet, but gotta think. Oh, yeah, Slinger's just gonna get dealt with by the scout. Tato getting a bit distracted by that one bow. I think he probably just let that guy go. Yeah, that's. Guess he was just dealing with what was going on back here. Yeah, Sling just taps out. I mean, he went for the all-in play. Maybe he had Chosen, actually. He did have Chosen as one of his civs, so he wanted to go for that all-in play. Maybe he just picks that there, but maybe then that makes the all-in play a bit obvious. Because yeah, if he wanted to go for this barracks push, that would have been a stronger civ to go for. But yeah, went for the rush trade and got the short end of the stick, unfortunately. In the end, a pretty convincing 3-0 victory to Tato. Wood Tech. Did that actually come in before the end of the game? It did. Yeah, don't really have too much to say about this one. I think like the first game was just Sling panicking a bit at the start of the tool age when he probably could have done a little bit better there. And then in the Citadel game, yeah, it's just when he got to the bronze, he's almost a little bit not sure what to do when he got there. And then this game with the all-in play just backfiring when Tato's tool age was just faster than his. This meant his rush was always going to be a little bit slower to the punch, which makes all the difference in the all-out aggro. And yeah, Tato, not very flashy performance, just a solid one, I'd say. And not having to really pull out too much. There was the little, he did the trick in the other game where he managed to wall his villager in, which unfortunately I didn't see when he did it, but not really forced to do anything out of the norm here. Fairly straightforward series for him, I'd say. And I think I've got Tato as, I touted him as one of my favourites to win the tournament, so we'll have to see if anyone can test him later on. Obviously, Sling is, I think, is actually the 5th seed for the pool. So, I mean, that setup against such a strong opponent, I think he did okay. Just a little bit lack of direction in a few of the games, I think. Maybe just a little bit more practice and stuff, and he'll be able to play some strong games against some of his other less strong opponents, I'll say. Did you hear something about CA if they are working on the RTR review? I've not. I don't know if Capture Age puts out their own updates. So I can have a little look actually. Let's have a look at the Capture Age website. I'm sure we'll get on this site. Why not? because docs updates. Let's have a look. When did this come out? Address some minor issues, styling issues for RT. So I think I mean, this is from a little while ago. Actually, no, it's from July. Yeah, so yeah, to like 2 months ago. So that they are probably working on RTR stuff, I'd say. The guys at Capture Age are pretty good, so I imagine they'd. Score is 3-0. Series is over, Billy. You came too late, buddy. Sorry, I was just reading a message people sent to me. So yeah, hopefully they'll make it so yeah, for the team of games, the capture raid was pretty awkward just because it like bunches the resources together, like you say. I mean, they've got all this space at the bottom here. I mean, actually, I guess that's where the units go, isn't it? How's it? Yeah, so they go there. But they could maybe make it so you could like split it up so you could see the separate players. The other thing I noticed was like if you do 4v4 where you see the thing at the top here, you can only see like 2 of the players and the other ones get stuck underneath the scoreboard, which isn't very confusing. Yeah, it's almost like it's the group stage, Billy, so there are a lot of weaker players playing against the stronger players. And it's almost like that's how it's intended to work. Maybe that's just me, though. But anyway, so I guess we'll finish up we'll have a quick look at the schedule. And where am I going? So we have, so these are the games. So this game was on earlier. I don't know if, I think this is just not going to be streamed, but I'm not going to spoil the result, but you could probably make some educated guesses. I will say no more. But tomorrow we have Popeye against Contraband. So Contraband's going to be playing again tomorrow against Popeye. So that should be that'll probably be quite an interesting series because I think these 2 players, from what I've seen, it look like they're quite close in skill level in RTR. And then we've got our boy Erta against Sling. So yeah, Sling again playing tomorrow. And then we've got some other games. Wait, when did these reactions get added? And that's my first game that's being scheduled for next week. But yeah, for the next 2 days, yeah, we got Geo in his. Is that your first game? Oh, no, I think you have played 1 game, right, Geo? I'm trying to remember now. Yeah, you played against Unstoppable Streltsy already. Against Pow and Say My Name playing on Friday as well against Genie. So I'm not 100% sure who's going to be streaming these games. We'll add, like Jesse normally adds these as soon as we decide. I'm actually going to be away for the weekend, so some of the other guys will be casting the weekend games at the very least. But otherwise, I will try and find someone to host. Is anyone streaming? Let's have a look-see. Try and find someone to host before I log off. Otherwise, I'm going to send you back to Mem again. That's my default. Let me check the Discord, see if anyone is streaming on Discord. Not that I can see. Actually, Sling is streaming. I could send you over to Sling. I don't know if he's going to turn his stream off. In fact, I don't know if he streams in English is the other thing as well. Yeah, well, I think he's streaming in Czech. And he is queuing for AOE2, it looks like. So Where do you want me to send you guys? Thank you for watching, Wattle. See you later. Maybe I'll just try and find a smaller AOE stream. Give the... Nah, screw it. I'm just going to send you to member again so that I get some free mem points. I'm a sellout. You'll go to member and you'll like it. Oh, KT streaming. Okay, I'll send you to KT. He's playing H2 as well. Oh, no, that's mem. I'm looking at the wrong screen. Oh my god. Right, yeah, I'll send you to KT. Raid. KT underscore AOE. Be free, my children. I need to actually do the 10 seconds. I've been said that too soon. Alright, yeah. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you again on the next cast. Bye for now.